I really don't like doing requests, bro, because you people, you know what I'm saying? You people are very, very terrible when it comes to videos, honestly. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know who the freak that is. You know what I mean? But anyways, man, what's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy, man, Jay Willie Silly, man, aka Mr. Take It Easy. For you and all life easy. But make sure y'all follow my Twitch, man. Subscribe to my second channel. Everything you know about your boy Jay is in the description down below. But we got COVID-19 outbreak minute by minute. This is a documentary reaction. And if y'all want to go watch all my documentary reactions, it is in the playlist section over yonder. For all my new subscribers and new viewers, I do have multiple documentary reactions, man. You know what I'm saying? 10 out of 10. I feel like that's an underrated playlist section as well. The documentary reactions, you know what I'm saying? So y'all make sure y'all go tune in to that right there. But COVID-19, man, I gotta do a minute by minute when it comes to a COVID-19 documentary, because I just want to know, where the freak did it come from? You know what I'm saying? I need to know, where did COVID-19 come from? Because it came out of nowhere. I remember just like yesterday, man. You know what I mean? Shoot, man, that's when they announced COVID-19. And basically they were saying we're gonna be out of school for like a week. So you know me, bro. I remember, bro, we all going to the bus. This is in 2020. I graduated in 2020. We all going back to the bus. And the thing is, y'all, 2020, bro, 2020, COVID, this is how different I've always been. COVID had to hit the year that I graduated in. So y'all, I didn't even dun 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 dun. I didn't even go to prom. Y'all, I didn't go to graduation. I didn't do anything that regular seniors do. I did nothing. Nothing of the such. Bro, I graduated online, bro. You know what I'm saying? Online. Out of all the years, I seen my brother graduate. My sister graduated. My other big sister graduated. But right when they get to my year, COVID-19. I was excited too. The only graduation I had was eighth grade, when I graduated from 8th grade from Girard Middle School. And I was teed up. You know what I'm saying? It was teed. You know, everybody got up for your boy. Like I said, one thing about your boy Jay, y'all always had a name. Before YouTube, before Twitch, y'all always had a name. Now, my name just always been, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just always had a name, bro. So, like, I got a little experience of graduation in 8th grade. Everybody stood up because they knew I was finna leave Alabama. You know what I'm saying? So, everybody stood up, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, sent me on my way home, man. Sent me out of there, you feel me? But COVID-19 ruined my freaking year, man. You know what I'm saying? When it came to graduation. You know, and honestly, I'm gonna keep it real, y'all. I really didn't even care. Honestly, like, I'm not gonna get up here in front of y'all acting like I cared about graduating. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was somebody that just wanted to get out of school. Like, that's how much I hated school, bro. I could not stand school, bro. I can't remember a time where I just liked school. I never liked school, y'all. I knew when football was over with, I knew I wasn't going to college. I never liked school, bro. And that's the thing, bro, when it come to school, and that's why I be trying to tell people when it come to school, just because you get A's, that don't mean you smarter than the person that gets F's. You know what I mean? That person right there just don't apply himself. Like, for me, I used to get D's. I still pass, y'all, without even trying to pass. Because when I wanted to lock in, I locked in. My mama thought I wasn't even gonna graduate. That's how bad it was. But bro, I already know, like, me, I know me. You know what I'm saying? You know how mama's always trying to say, mama sometimes try to say, oh, I know you better, you know yourself. You a dang lie. I knew I was gonna graduate. I knew I'm the type of person, bro, I know when I lock in, bro, I can do anything that's possible. Anything possible. I can do anything possible, bro. I just don't give a F about schoolwork, bro. You know what I mean? I told you, that is the delusional lifestyle when it comes to school. These AB honor roll kids be walking around school thinking they smarter than everybody. Again, you just apply yourself more than everybody, bro. You know what I'm saying? You just apply yourself more than everybody. I didn't give a F about school, bro. I used to be skipping and everything, bro. I knew it was over with. Seeing how big Langston Hughes was, I knew it was over with, bro. I used to skip all the time, piling up F's, bro. Not that I can't do the work. I just don't want to do the work, bro. Simple, bro. Motherfuckers be thinking they smarter than you just because they got A's, bro. Motherfucker be 10 times smarter than you, bro. You got A's, he got F's. Just applying yourself, bro. That's all it is, bro. That's the difference, bro. You just applying yourself, bro. Tell it.
We should be concerned. This is a virus that we know nothing really about.
Give a damn about no high school, bro. I still don't even know what an atom is, bro.
Most important thing now.
I know what taxes is, though. I know what credit is. You know what I'm saying? I know what home insurance is. That's what high school ain't teaching you, though. for everybody that's in high school. Like I said, y'all, I'm out of high school. High school ain't teach you about credit. High school ain't teach you about taxes. High school ain't teach you about health insurance. High school ain't teach you about life insurance. High school ain't teach you about dental insurance. High school ain't teach you about home insurance. Ain't teach you about none of that junk, but
that we prepare
high school irrelevant, man.
Possible very significant expansion of coronavirus.
I have decided to take several strong but necessary actions to protect the health and well-being of all Americans.
Hey, SWB, bro.
It began as a whisper, a headline we thought would stay overseas. But in the spring of 2020,
You wanna be 25, SWB?
it didn't just slow down, it stopped.
Wanna be 25? I gotta do a thumbnail time. I gotta see how COVID-19 came about, man. I gotta see how you came about, bro. Alright, bro, I never understood this, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, this right here, bro, being around this many people, bro. You know what I'm saying? This right here, never understood this, bro. I can't stand concerts, bro. I never been to a concert day in my life. I never understood this junk. This supposed to be fun? I don't know. Things that's fun to people ain't fun to me. Like, look at this, bro.
I don't know. It's still from
At the end of 2019, the world was moving at 1,000 miles an hour. We were making plans, booking flights, and gearing up for the Christmas holiday. It was business as usual, a normal time that we completely took for granted. The story of COVID-19 begins not with a bang, but with a series of quiet, anomalous medical cases in Wuhan, a bustling transportation hub of 11 million people in China's Hubei province. Doctors at local hospitals began noticing patients presenting with pneumonia of unknown cause.
People losing their jobs, y'all, left and right. I ain't gonna lie, this was the best time to be a YouTuber. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? It was the best time to be a YouTuber. See, this is one thing about my job. My job never closed down. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter what the freak happened in the world, y'all. My job ain't closing down. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about me. That's the thing about my job. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the freak happened. My job ain't closing down. I was employed in 2020. I was good. I was good in 2020, man.
This pneumonia, at first,
unless we got a blackout,
relatable to something of a flu or a cold. So
if it's a
China's
blackout, then
World Health Organization stated that the situation was under control. Local offices feared that reporting a major epidemic would result in their dismissal or punishment.
Bro said eating bats.
This would inevitably give the virus a head start, as it wasn't detained as quickly as possible.
It is our hope that the governments of all countries, including the UK, should
I know they won't eat no bats, bro.
Support China's efforts, respect the professional advice of WHO, avoid overreaction, avoid creating panic.
The dawn of 2020 was met with the usual global fanfare. But in the shadows of Wuhan, a quiet medical crisis was already spiraling out of control. What began as a localized cluster of pneumonia of unknown cause would in just 31 days shatter the global status quo. The month began with a dramatic act of containment. On January 1, Chinese authorities shuttered the Wuhan seafood wholesale market, suspecting it was the source of a mysterious respiratory illness. For days, the World Health Organization and the public waited for clarity. On January 11, 2020, the world reached a grim milestone.
That's when Kobe almost
First
died.
officially recorded death from the novel coronavirus. The victim.
Hey, bro, this SWB cat, bro. Bro always just saying just weird, bro. You know what I'm saying, bro? Just ignore that, bro. I banned my man like at least like I banned this man at least 4 times, and bro came back. He was SWB 21, 22, 23, now he 24 again. Now I'm just finna start ignoring, bro. Now, bro just gonna keep coming back over and over again, bro.
61-year-old man, a frequent customer at the Wuhan market.
He's 24 now.
Admitted to a Wuhan hospital with severe pneumonia and respiratory failure.
I guess I'm about to turn him to 25.
Was the first piece of undeniable evidence.
I don't like that mother.
This novel virus was not just infectious, but lethal. By January 23, in an unprecedented move in
It's around when Kobe died, man. Long live Kobe, man.
announced a total lockdown of Wuhan at 10 o'clock a.m.
Long live Kobe,
All
man.
outgoing flights and trains were canceled. Buses and subways stopped. A city of 11 million people, larger than New York City.
Oh, China wasn't playing. You know what I'm saying? I heard China, bro. This is why I heard. I'm gonna have to do some research on it. But word on the street. Let me just say word on the street because I don't like speaking on things I have no knowledge of. Word on the street. You know what I'm saying? China, bro. That COVID wasn't really, you know what I mean, in China that long for real, bro. Them folks closed down. Y'all see the streets bare. You know what I mean? They said that junk went by fast in China, bro. Word on the street. American people don't listen though. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't even blame them though. I wouldn't listen either. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. I was outside. You know what I'm saying? I didn't give a dang, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I can't say everybody want to listen to though. I mean, when I went downtown Atlanta, bro, it was ghost town. Bro, ghost town, bro. Wasn't nobody in downtown. I was like, what the freak? Like, this junk actually real. Wasn't nobody outside. I ain't gonna lie, low-key, 2020 was low-key underrated, bro. Ain't gonna lie, low-key was a good time. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. No, other than graduation, other than not prom, you know what I'm saying? Other than that, I was cool. Okay? Still making money from my job. I was chilling. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't too bad.
Was effectively severed from the world. The images coming out of Wuhan were haunting. Temporary Fangchong hospitals built in days, streets sprayed with disinfectant, and a city of 11 million silenced.
A plan so that if and when it starts to spread, as I'm afraid it looks likely, we are in a position to take the steps that will be necessary to contain the spread of the disease, and as far as we can, and also to protect the most vulnerable.
Despite
he was somebody I was talking about, Quivo, you know what I'm saying? You didn't know he was built like a sack of laundry. Bro, I was at every party and skate link up, moving link up to 2020 and 2021. Low-key was my best years. That's the motherfuckers I was talking about right there, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Stupid motherfucker. That's why COVID was here for a long time, because the stupid motherfuckers like that. I mean, whole time somebody got COVID in the party, that motherfucker still partying. You know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna lie to you. When I was outside by myself. I went outside with a lot of people. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Quivo. But we ain't the same, you know what I'm saying? I was outside by myself. You know what I'm saying? I went around a lot of people, gang. I'm just outside by myself. You know, I'm doing me.
Virus had already escaped. It had appeared in Thailand, Japan, and South Korea.
This is no time to be complacent. The fight against this novel virus might be much.
So y'all brought that ish down here.
The world watched
the
with a
ops.
mixture of curiosity.
Y'all ain't the ops, but you know what I'm saying? America ain't really too fond on Chinese.
Detached concern.
Koreans.
Largely believing
I ain't got a problem with y'all.
Contained like the original SARS in 2003.
But I know y'all ain't the reason
SARS
I ain't graduated.
Was a viral respiratory illness that caused a global scare in 2003.
Staff at this giant medical facility have been told that within 24 hours their hospital will be entirely devoted to SARS patients.
I think this is an excellent example of a virus emerging in one place in the world, rapidly spreading to a number of other countries. It's part of modern life, travel, communication.
It was the first major international health emergency of the 21st century and is closely linked to COVID-19. In fact, the virus that caused COVID-19 is officially named SARS-CoV-2.
We have very strong evidence.
Y'all eating dogs and stuff? What y'all eat? Look, I ain't gonna lie, I never eat like them thing right, eating pigs, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I think I do. See, for me, I don't eat pigs every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, I don't eat pigs Monday through Saturday. But my favorite restaurant is Longhorn. So, I get a little bacon on my burger. You know what I'm saying? So I go to Longhorn to get a little bacon on my burger. The only time I say I eat pork. I'm not no pork eater. You know what I'm saying? Bro say he eat pig feet.
Small white animals, in particular, Himalaya civet cat.
You eating the pig foot?
Responsible for the transmission.
One thing about humans, they eat anything. You know what I'm saying? They eat anything. I'm not finna eat no pig feet. I'm not finna eat no feet. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Yeah, I'm not finna eat no feet. You know what I mean? Freaking pig butt, pig penis. Y'all eat anything. You know what I'm saying? Imagine eating my feet. You know what I'm saying? Imagine eating my feet, bro. What you do? All you do is put what? You fry it and then put some freaking salt and pepper on it. Motherfuckers just fry anything. You know what I mean? Pig tongue. I've seen motherfucker I've seen somebody, bro. It was a cow tongue. Somebody cooked a cow tongue. Now we got all them viruses right now. A little motherfucker built like a sack of laundry. All them viruses right now, man. I see somebody, man, season a cow tongue, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, had a cow tongue. Motherfucker eating a tongue? These freaking humans eat anything. You know God gave us clean foods and unclean foods, right? I'm not trying to hear about that country junk, bro. Y'all the reason we got viruses. Y'all the reason why motherfuckers getting sick. I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. I'm finna rebuke everything. You know what I'm saying? Y'all the reason we getting sick because you eating all that little freaking pig butt and pig feet and cow tongues. You know what I'm saying? Y'all the reason we getting sick, man.
Interspecies.
Said my mom from Jamaica, she cook all that. See, that's what we're gonna say. We're gonna say excuses now. My mama from Jamaica, we cook all that. Just because she's from Jamaica, don't make it right. You know what I'm saying? Why are you eating alligator butt and pig balls? I've seen somebody eat a camel. Oh my God. Bro, I seen somebody eat a camel, bro. I seen somebody eat a camel. Motherfucker ate a camel. I think it was in India. I was like, these motherfuckers eating camels. You humans is stupid. Motherfucker ate a camel. I'm talking about digging in the hump.
The World Health Organization was cautious.
Oh my
initially
God.
hesitant to declare
Humans
a public
is
health
disgusting.
emergency of international concern.
That now is not the time.
Brian never had no alligator a day in my life.
It's too early to consider that this event is a public health emergency of international concern. As I told you yesterday, the emergency committee members, which I thank for their work, were very divided, almost 50-50.
By then, the virus was
Look at it,
already
man.
navigating
God,
the global
man.
aviation network, hitching a ride on business
Look at the virus, man. Look at
travelers
this.
and vacationers heading to Europe and the Americas. Official case in the United States was confirmed on January 20, 2020. In Snohomish County, Washington, a 35-year-old man had returned from visiting family in Wuhan. For a few weeks, the U.S. government took a containment approach. The Trump administration implemented travel restrictions on China on January 31st, but these restrictions had significant loopholes. They didn't apply to U.S. citizens, permanent residents, or their families, and they didn't account for the fact that the virus was already circulating in Europe. While the public eye was focused on travelers from Asia, a massive undetected seeding event was occurring. Genomic tracing later revealed that while the Washington state outbreak originated from China, the catastrophic outbreak that would soon paralyze the East Coast actually came
None of these. Hold on. What?
State outbreak originated from China. The catastrophic outbreak that would soon paralyze the East Coast actually came from Europe.
Y'all see what I'm saying? And like I said, y'all, and this is a true fact. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know who brought diseases to America? And this is for all my Caucasian audience. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being truthful. I'm telling y'all the true history. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all the true history when it comes to back then, to your ancestors. The people that brought all these diseases to America, bro, was your ancestors, bro. You know what I'm saying? Was your ancestors, bro. So like I said, they stole this land from Native Americans. So that's how they was able to steal the land, because basically they paired up with the Chinese. So if everybody wanted to know who created guns, it wasn't white people that created guns, bro. It was the Chinese, bro. You know what I mean? Paired up with Chinese, bro, and that's how they got guns, bro. Came to the United States. It wasn't even called the United States. It was called Turtles Island. You know what I mean? Came to Turtles Island, New World. You know what I mean? Came here and basically infected the Native Americans, which is us, with diseases. You know what I'm saying? And then they had guns as well. You feel me? But diseases and all that stuff that's going on in the United States came from people that was from Europe. You know what I'm saying? And that's a fact. I'm just saying it's a fact. You feel me? You heard exactly what he said, right? Yeah, I want to hear exactly what he said.
Washington state outbreak originated from...
But Native Americans, bro, they ain't have no dang freaking, no freaking dang diseases, bro. Before freaking Europe, the Europeans came over here.
The catastrophic...
That's where y'all are from. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say that's when racist white people always trying to tell us to go back to where we came from. It's the funniest thing. When your ancestors are the true, when your ancestors are the true immigrants, you know what I mean? They don't even know their dang history. That will make racist people, I'm talking to racist people. That's what make racist people so ignorant. Always telling us to go back somewhere we already was here. Why you telling us to go back somewhere? You go back to where you came from, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker, your ancestors from Europe. You know what I'm saying? Everybody from Africa, though. You know what I mean? Everybody. You know what I mean? The homeland is Africa. Just to let you know. So motherfuckers always go back to Africa. Motherfucker, your ancestors from Africa, too. You know what I'm saying? They don't know that, though. I would say you can't speak to me and you ain't got no knowledge. You speak to me, you ain't got no knowledge and make you like a fool now. I mean, know your history before you start speaking, because a lot of y'all be looking like some dang fools out here.
Outbreak that would soon
I know history.
The East Coast. Actually,
the other motherfuckers don't know history.
From Europe.
Yes, it's about the safety of those who are coming over from Wuhan, but it's actually much broader than that. It's about the safety of the staff here at Arrow Park, but also the broader safety of each and every one of us.
Same thing for Christianity, bro. They try to make it seem like these freaking people that got no knowledge trying to make it seem like Christianity is a Western religion. Motherfucker, that junk not no Western religion. That junk started in Bethlehem, bro. That junk started in Jerusalem and Africa and stuff like that, bro. The Bible wasn't even started here. The Bible wasn't even written here. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, I don't know what be wrong with these motherfuckers. These motherfuckers don't know history, bro. Oh, y'all heard that jump before? Christianity is a Western religion. Motherfucker, how's a Western religion? You know what I'm saying? That junk started way out of the country, bro. You know what I'm saying? That junk transcended to here. The only difference was that the freaking racists, the racist people, they manipulated the word to the slaves couldn't read. So they manipulated the word, you know what I'm saying, to making the slaves think something different than what it was supposed to mean. But that's why these motherfuckers thinking that, Christianity was for slavery. You know what I'm saying? Christianity was for slavery. Or white people wrote the Bible. White people ain't wrote ish, boy. You know what I'm saying? The freak. White people ain't wrote nothing. Jesus Christ didn't even touch Europe. You know what I'm saying? White people ain't touched the Bible. Unless they translated it.
About 2 hours in this City MD line.
Motherfucker talking about white people wrote the Bible. You some stupid motherfuckers.
And I'm doing it. My kids.
That was written in Greece, Rome.
We're just doing it because we want to know if we have coronavirus before
What are you talking
spend
about?
time with some family members.
I'm just giving you facts, bro. Stop speaking on things you don't know none of, bro.
2020 stands in
dumb, bro.
historical memory as a period of false calm and missed opportunities. The virus moved through communities like a ghost. It infiltrated nursing homes in Washington.
COVID-19,
and began
man.
spreading through the dense transit networks of New York City. Public health officials warned that community spread was inevitable, but the message was often undermined by political rhetoric, suggesting the virus would miraculously disappear.
Cuz, Trump, you orange, bro. You tan again? You trying to get this color? You trying to get it? They really want this color, though. They trying to get this color. You trying to get this color? Why you look orange? Motherfucker, you don't look white. That motherfucker look orange, man.
Spread was inevitable, but the message was often undermined
tan
by
again?
political rhetoric,
Orange
suggesting the virus would miraculously disappear. Political rhetoric suggesting the virus would miraculously disappear. The most critical failure of
orange in the face, white right here.
Testing bottleneck. The CDC's initial diagnostic test kits, distributed in early February, were found to be flawed due to a lab containment issue. This technical glitch left state and local laboratories unable to verify cases for weeks. Without the ability to test, public health officials were effectively flying blind, unable to track the silent spread of the virus through
y'all motherfuckers the reason.
And social gatherings.
Eating bats? Word on the street, eating bats. I'm just saying it's word on the street. Shout out to say eating bats.
The cruise ship Diamond Princess became a haunting visual metaphor for the crisis. What was supposed to be a luxury Lunar New Year cruise turned into a floating laboratory for the virus, providing the world with critical early data on how SARS-CoV-2 spreads in confined spaces. The crisis began on February 1, 2020.
Here we go. I need to know how this young
passenger who had disembarked from Hong Kong days earlier tested positive for the virus.
Yeah, I need to know how this young started, bro.
Yokohama, Japan on February 3. Japanese authorities ordered a 14-day quarantine. By February 5, all 3,711 passengers and crew were confined to the ship.
We have never gone outside our cabin. No one has ever come in. I don't believe that the food service or service from the crew is likely to have communicated the virus to us, and we do not have contact with anyone out on the balconies. So we believe, you know, anything can happen, but we believe we're sufficiently protected that there's no reason to be afraid of having caught the virus. And even if it somehow happened, you know, we'll just deal with it. Being afraid of it is not going to change it.
Hey, this is Josh from World Central Kitchen, checking in from San Francisco, where we are in the middle of preparing about 3,000 lunch bags for those folks on the Grand Princess. We'll check in more later, but yeah, today we're probably doing about 10,000 meals, getting them out the door, getting them into cold storage, making sure everything is stored at 10, and just following all the rules.
Dang, 10,000? God,
we've learned from.
I quit.
Despite the quarantine, cases exploded. By the time the primary quarantine ended on February 19, over 600 people had tested positive. In total, more than 700 people, roughly 19% of the ship, were infected, and 14 people died. The Diamond Princess served as a grim case study for public health officials, revealing several critical insights about the virus. It was one of the first places where scientists realized a massive portion of the infected, nearly 50% to 75%, showed no symptoms, but could still spread the virus. Experts later criticized the quarantine for being ineffective. While passengers were isolated in cabins, crew members continued to share mess halls and bathrooms while delivering food to rooms, which likely acted as a bridge for the virus to continue circulating. Research on the ship suggested that the virus wasn't just spreading through large droplets, but likely through aerosol inhalation in poorly ventilated areas. On February 17, the United States repatriated over 300 citizens via chartered aircraft, with other nations like the UK, Australia, and Canada following suit. Passengers were forced into a second 14-day quarantine upon arriving in their home countries, effectively spending a full month in isolation. Yet, daily life in the U.S. remained largely unchanged. Political rallies, sporting events, and Mardi Gras celebrations in New Orleans continued, providing the virus with ideal conditions to proliferate. On February 29, the U.S. reported its first official COVID-19 death in Washington state.
Breaking news, the first death from coronavirus here in the United States.
Over the world, we're seeing the devastating impact.
Word on the street. Word on the street, they trying to bring another virus? What, Ebola coming back now? You know what I'm saying? Ebola coming back now, man, huh? They trying to, man, like I said, man, I'm not saying that they, like I said, I'm not saying, you know, I don't like speaking on things I have no knowledge of, but, you know, I don't know, man. You know, something seems suspicious, man. Something seems suspicious. You know what I mean? You feel me? Something seems suspicious. They got some other viruses trying to happen now. You know? Something seems suspicious, man. You can't say it's a distraction because these motherfuckers actually killing motherfuckers. We can't be like it's a distraction. You know what I mean? Ain't like this junk wasn't real. It ain't like COVID-19 wasn't real. Oh, no, it was real. You know what I'm saying? It was dropping motherfuckers like flies. You feel me? It was real. We can say a distraction. Yeah, this is a killer distraction. it ain't just a regular distraction. This is a lethal distraction. Bro, y'all really believe in aliens, bro? Come on, bro. Y'all really believe in aliens, bro? I don't care about y'all. I don't believe in none of that. What stop aliens from coming here? What? Please tell me what the freak is stopping the alien come. Like, it's not hard to come. If you want to come, come. Like, cuz, if you want to come on Earth then. What's stopping you, gang? What's stopping you from coming here? I don't believe in no aliens, bro.
A state of disaster.
I feel like John Cap.
Victoria. This will be in addition to the state of emergency that has operated throughout.
It was on the news. I don't believe the news. I don't watch that junk.
This death served as a definitive wake-up call for the nation, signaling that the virus was no longer a distant threat, but a local reality capable of changing lives within the community.
News be on that Cap junk. Dang, gang. No, that ain't New York City. Thanks to the Lord. Psalms 136, chapter 11. You already know that. Everybody finna go to the church now. Everybody going to church now. Yeah, 2020, everybody trying to go to the church now. And after 2020 broke out now, we just forget about the Lord again, huh? But you was strong on the Lord in 2020 when you thought you were finna die. You was strong on the Lord then. God help us.
2020, the global response to COVID-19 shifted from concern to crisis. While the World Health Organization does not have the legal authority to mandate laws within the U.S., its official declaration of a global pandemic on March 11, 2020,
2026, but 2020 was crazy.
Catalyst for American action. This declaration shattered the illusion of containment. Within 48 hours, the U.S. government declared a national emergency. The World Health Organization's guidance on social distancing and flattening the curve became
we was living in a real life movie, no cap.
Blueprint for state governors.
What the freak?
Suddenly, the threat was no longer over there.
It's a real life movie.
It was in our stadiums, our offices, and our schools.
Police medics are getting more than 140 COVID-19 call-outs.
Yeah, would I be insane to think that a virus can come around where it can start making zombies? Y'all ever watch World War Z? I Am a Legend? Why do I think that junk can happen for real? I mean, come out and just start making people that be on some zombie eating motherfuckers, like the Walking Dead type, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just saying, like, what if that can happen for real, though? Make a freaking virus that can be on some, like, you know what I'm saying, some zombie eating stuff, you feel me? I'm just saying, bro.
It's constantly nothing but sorrow that's on the phone. It's a stressful time. It's a time that we need to unite. And
man, if The Walking Dead happened, oh my goodness.
Unfortunately,
you know the stupidest thing about The Walking Dead? All the zombies are on one accord. Kill the humans, kill humans. Why these dumb humans, the time where y'all need each other the most, these dumb motherfuckers still trying to kill each other. Oh, God. All these millions of zombies trying to kill you. When you need each other the most, motherfucker, you still divided. That's how I knew humans was stupid than the motherfucker. All these zombies, they got one accord. Eat them motherfuckers. Humans, still trying to kill zombies and kill. I'm like, man.
This is the week that they say the surge is coming.
I'm looking like this.
It's not like you're going to see it. It's just going to be basically numbers.
And you can feel it. Ambulances everywhere. Each report treated as a possible COVID case.
The clinical profile of COVID-19 is defined by its full range, transitioning from a silent, asymptomatic presence to a multi-system attack. Most infections begin with the classic triad.
How long I've been live streaming?
A persistent dry cough and profound fatigue. These respiratory markers often escalate into shortness of breath as the virus targets the lower airway. A unique diagnostic hallmark is the sudden loss of taste or smell, which occurs independently of nasal congestion. Beyond the lungs, the virus frequently triggers gastrointestinal distress, nausea and diarrhea, and neurological issues like brain fog.
That's what I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. That junk come through the freaking air. That what made that junk so deadly. That junk, so you could be healthy than a motherfucker, bro. You can catch that junk in the air. You know what I'm saying? You catch it in the air, bro. You know, somebody then sneezed or coughed, walked right into it.
or
look at all that air. Look at all that disgusting thing there.
Headaches. In severe cases, the body's inflammatory response can cause vascular issues.
Ooh, look at all that funk.
Pain or oxygen desaturation. The unprecedented nature of these symptoms, lasting days for some or evolving into long COVID for others, highlights that while SARS-CoV-2 is a respiratory virus, its impact is a complex body-wide event.
We're now seeing people that we know there's a really good chance are not going to make it past a couple days or a couple weeks or even out of the hospital.
New York's emergency workers haven't stopped. A constant crush of calls from COVID-19. It's never been this demanding.
More calls than 9/11.
More calls than 9/11.
Yeah, a couple of days ago, it was like a 7,111 calls.
Bro, y'all heard them, bro? More calls than 9/11. You serious, bro?
The 9/11.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all always saying that. Y'all think that's gonna do? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. 9/11, bro. Is this like? I mean, it could be 9/11 though, because 9/11 happened in one building. You know what I'm saying? So COVID was worldwide. So, 9/11 just happened in one building. You know what I'm saying? So COVID be hitting on, hitting the super thugs. COVID hitting the super thugs on the block in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Then, the COVID world. So it could be more than 9/11, bro. No cap. 9/11 was just in one space. Just had to worry about getting the people out of the building. He had to, focus on people, that inhaled the smoke and all that.
1,111 calls. That's more than we ever get. Just shocked at how many I'm actually seeing deaths. We just came out of one pronounced. Seeing a lot of it at the hospital, just walking by, with sheets over them, and it's reality hitting.
It's real.
Makeshift morgues, refrigerator trucks full of bodies, and those on the front line are dealing with an overwhelming surge in patients.
And it's crazy down there.
It's crazy?
They have tests right now just to keep patients under control. The best you could do is just protect yourself while you try to take care of them.
How busy is the hospital inside?
Let's just say 1,000 people in a place where you can only fit 100 people. That's the best way to put it.
Back in New York City, they're considering temporarily burying victims of the virus on an island. Extreme measures after the deadliest 24
That's
hours.
crazy though, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I think COVID-19 is still around too, y'all.
Into the origin
I think that junk's still around.
COVID-19 has primarily focused on two major hypotheses. The first one being...
I know you want... Hold on. I think, bro, why is this bad? I know y'all want eating bats, bro.
Has primarily focused on two major hypotheses. The first one being a natural zoonotic spillover from an infected animal, possibly associated with the Hunan seafood wholesale market in Wuhan, Hubei province, China. Wet markets are
I know you want eating bats, bro.
Open-air markets that sell fresh produce and meat. China's in-country World Health Organization office learned of multiple pneumonias.
What you eating, man?
Cause with symptoms such as fever and shortness of breath that seem to be connected to the market.
This hospital.
I need you to tell me right now.
This is where
right now.
People came with an atypical pneumonia. An atypical pneumonia that quickly became a public health emergency. Public health emergency that became a pandemic.
The second hypothesis is a laboratory-related incident.
They also come just days after the Department
of
Energy
bats,
here
bro.
in Washington, D.C.
concluded
that COVID-19 most likely originated inside a lab in China. Though the White House has been at pains to say there is still no government-wide agreement as to how the virus began.
COVID has strained the system from the front lines to emergency rooms and ICU units across the globe.
I start from a lab.
Parts of the healthcare industry, COVID brought things to a screeching halt.
In early March, most states mandated that hospitals and dentists could only see the most urgent cases, emergency cases, to make sure that the surge capacity was available for all of the new COVID-19 cases.
That meant that previously scheduled non-essential procedures for people ranging from physical therapy to cancer were put on hold.
I had to mobilize all the surgeons, and we have 20-some spine surgeons at Cedars, as to how to close and what that really meant.
At Cedars Sinai Spine Center in Los Angeles and many other hospitals across America, only essential surgeries such as emergency room trauma injuries could take place.
Studies have shown that hospitals with beds more than 100 saw a decrease of more than 50% of their patients since the shutdown in March.
This is an order of magnitude different than anything we've ever seen, at least in the United States. I've worked in war zones. I've worked in emergency departments in the United States for a long time, but this kind of sustained volume of folks, this level of acuity in the patients, even if it is just one disease, it has been a huge challenge for the staff and for the patients and for their families. And it's really, it's sort of a once a century phenomenon. And frankly, I'm hopeful that I really hope that it doesn't come back for another century at the most.
President Trump announced a ban on travel from most European countries.
Like I said, y'all, I was isolated. You know what I'm saying? I was isolated, bro. Know what I mean? So I ain't catch COVID. Know what I mean? Shoot, bro. No, COVID was that bad. And like I said, I heard it's still around. I'm gonna go look right now, y'all, for y'all. I want to know if COVID's still around, man. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying I heard a new virus now. You know what I'm saying? Whole new virus. Is COVID still around? And I'm saying, what Jay got to see. Yes, COVID-19 is still around in 2026, but it's generally being managed more like a seasonal respiratory illness in many other countries rather than the global emergency it was in 2020 through 2022. Now, I mean, people still get affected, hospitalized, and sometimes die from COVID, especially older adults and people with weaker immune systems. So, COVID-19 is still around, honestly, but it's not as bad as it used to be back in 2020 and through 2022.
I have decided to take several strong but necessary actions
to look at this orange, motherfucker,
and well-being of all Americans. To keep new cases from entering our shores, we will be suspending all travel from Europe to the United States for the next 30 days. The new rules will go into effect Friday at midnight. These restrictions will be adjusted subject to conditions on the ground. There will be exemptions for Americans who have undergone...
Yeah, I'm still surprised that we got a convicted felon, you know what I'm saying, as a president. That is crazy. I know this mother effer's a convicted felon. He was convicted on at least 30-some charges, just to let y'all know that. I mean, he's a convicted felon, just to let y'all know that. A convicted felon cannot... I'm going to show you how a joke America is. A convicted felon cannot go work at a warehouse, can't go get a regular job, but a convicted felon can be a president? Bro, I ain't gonna lie, man. It's funny, man. America is funny, bro. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, this man got convicted. You know what I mean? So we're not gonna say innocent till proven guilty. I did a documentary too. I'm gonna finish that documentary, how Trump's conviction meant nothing. I did a documentary. So if once y'all done with this, go in the documentary playlist section. I feel like that's a top 5 playlist section as well. You know what I'm saying? But I did a documentary. I got to drop part 2. How Trump conviction meant nothing. This mother effer was convicted, you know what I'm saying, of at least 30 charges and did not serve a time in jail. I think he only, I don't even think that mother ever served probation. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that Trump literally had was he had to be known as a convicted felon. That's it. This mother effer is a convicted felon.
Appropriate screenings and these prohibitions.
Go and ban Jackie's. I can promise. Look, _Jacket. Go and ban them. Can somebody just ban them?
Will not only apply to the tremendous amount of trade and cargo.
That's what you deal with when it comes to YouTube. You deal with people like that. He watches me every day. He just want my attention. And the thing is, that's how I show you how weird people is. You know what I mean? He thinks that's actually funny. He watching right now. He think it's funny. That's how weird you is, bro. Like, I never even thought about playing like that. I never thought about playing like that, ever, bro. So for you to even think about something like that and think that it's funny, you're a weird motherfucker. But you know that, though. You don't care. A lot of y'all don't even really like yourselves.
Various other things.
Get it, bro.
As we get approval.
You a freak.
Anything coming from Europe to the United States is what we are discussing. These restrictions will also not apply to the United Kingdom. At the same time, we are monitoring the situation in China and South Korea. And as their situation improves, we will reevaluate the restrictions and warnings that are currently in place for a possible early opening. Earlier this week, I met with the leaders of health insurance industry who have agreed to waive all co-payments for coronavirus treatments, extend insurance coverage to these treatments, and to prevent surprise medical billing. We are cutting massive amounts of red tape to make antiviral.
How much I want to bet that this mother effer is reading something? How much I want to bet? You know what I'm saying? That this mother effer is reading something. Y'all be a fool to think that Trump is the one calling the shots in America. You know what I'm saying? He's just a face. That's some other people that runs America that you don't see. Think he the only one calling shots in America? You think he calling the shots? Oh no. You know what I'm saying? I can promise you they got something behind that camera. You know what I'm saying? He reading something.
We are cutting massive amounts of red tape to make antiviral therapies available in record time. These treatments will significantly reduce the impact and reach of the virus. Additionally, last week I signed into law an $8.3 billion funding bill to help CDC and other government agencies fight the virus and support vaccines, treatments, and distribution of medical supplies. Testing capabilities are expanding rapidly day by day. We are moving very quickly. The vast majority of Americans, the risk is very, very low. Young and healthy people can expect to recover fully and quickly if they should get the virus. The highest risk is for elderly population with underlying health conditions. The elderly population must be very, very careful. In particular, we are strongly advising that nursing homes for the elderly suspend all medically unnecessary visits. In general, older Americans should also avoid non-essential travel in crowded areas. And we have issued guidance on school closures, social distancing, and reducing large gatherings. Smart action today will prevent the spread of the virus.
But the move was seen by many as too little, too late.
In the air. This doesn't make Americans safe at all. The epidemic here is just as bad, if not worse, than in most parts of Europe. This is a microbe, and you just can't.
You see how they keep talking about Europe?
Travel.
I see that, yo. Europe. You see how they keep talking about Europe? They some Europeans.
Here is just as bad, if not worse, than in most parts of Europe. This is a microbe.
Europe. Why they keep talking about Europe? That's where the mother effers came from.
That you're going to be safe.
On March 19,
California
issued the first mandatory stay-at-home order, followed quickly by New York. The WHO's role was to provide the scientific justification for these drastic measures. By emphasizing that the virus moved through asymptomatic spread, they signaled that only a total pause in human movement, quarantine and isolation, could prevent the healthcare system from collapsing. This period transformed the American landscape into a series of silent,
look at that
cities.
You're not seeing
New York
that.
City quickly became
See how you
the
know?
global
Look.
epicenter. The sound of sirens was constant. Hospitals were overrun. Refrigerated trucks were brought in to serve as makeshift morgues, and the iconic Javits Center was converted into a field hospital.
With 5 of 10 counties in the country being the top counties for coronavirus being in the New York City metropolitan area, let us reiterate our recommendation that any resident of the greater New York City area who has traveled elsewhere in the United States, please check your temperature, mind your health, and self-isolate for 14 days.
The American economy, the strongest in the world, ground to a halt. Unemployment claims surged by the millions. The world had entered the Great Pause, a period of isolation that would fundamentally alter the trajectory of human history, culture, and technology.
So that's part one, you know what I'm saying, of COVID-19 outbreak minute by minute. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody, you know what I mean, for watching that right there. You know what I mean? But we will finish this documentary tomorrow. But for all my new subscribers and new viewers, I do need y'all to check out that documentary playlist section, bro. Going to catch up. I got to do the 9/11 documentary. I got to do the Trumps. Got a lot of videos I got to do. So y'all make sure y'all stick beside me. You know what I mean? I might do a documentary again. You know what I mean? Another documentary. We're going to see how much time I got. Got 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? So I could do a documentary about my boy Floyd Money Mayweather.